Hello friends, have you ever wondered what your spiritual gift is? Well, you don't need to look too far. Your spiritual gifts are imprinted on your palm. Today we're going to be looking at signs of a seer. Who is a seer? A seer is usually referred to as a prophet. A seer could be referred to as a medium through which the future can be seen, the past can be understood. A seer is one who can see through or see past the physical manifestation of things and understand the spiritual implication. So, the first sign with which you can identify a seer is what we call the mystic cross. It's usually in the center of the palm between the heart line and the headline, situated beneath the mount of Saturn, which is your middle finger. If it is found somewhere here, the interpretation is quite different. If it's found closer to the region beneath the Jupiter mount, the interpretation too is somewhat different. Ideally, the mystic cross ought to be beneath the mount of Saturn. Now, when you have the mystic cross on your palm, the first thing I observe is that you receive spiritual insights from religious books, occultist books, easily and more swift than an average person would. You could also receive prophetic revelations and visions through your dream. Many people would consider you as having a sixth sense or a third eye because you see beyond the physical realm and you can as well relate with the realm of the spirit and the material world. Now, that's not just it. People with the mystic cross take a lot of interest in occultic science. They do a lot of research. They have an undying desire to unfold and explain the mysteries that we have in life. These people are very intuitive, That's why sometimes they are considered to be spiritual men who have the third eye on their face open, which is not common to everyone. That is what the mystic cross does when you have it. And remember, it's situated in the middle of your palm. Now, don't get too excited. I have come across some persons who, when they identify their spiritual gift, they are excited. They are so happy about that. They see how unique they are. But remember that your spiritual gift comes with a responsibility. It makes you distinguished. And as such, you could be a thing of laughter, a thing of mockery when you say certain things that a man who is blinded to the spiritual realm does not see. It can create some attack on you. You can be referred to as a witch, a wizard. And in time past, even religions attacked such persons, killed them, burnt them, and all of that. So you have to be really guided. And when you have this gift and you refuse to use them, or you are unaware of them and you are not using them, there are penalties that await you. There are some form of punishment that awaits you. Probably we all know of the common story of Jonah, who was a Hebrew prophet. This account, you can find it in the Bible, you can even find it in the Quran. He was commanded by God to go to the city of Nineveh and prophesy destruction over them because of their sins. And he was reluctant. He probably felt a lot of prophets had done that already. So why does he need to do it? These people are adamant. They will not change. And so he got into a ship that headed towards another direction. To cut the long story short, the ship was threatened by the tempest, and he asked that he be thrust into the water so that they would be calm. And that was done. A whale swallowed him. He was in the belly of the whale for 3 days and 3 nights. He sought God's face. He prayed for forgiveness and was willing to obey the responsibility that was thrust on his shoulder as a seer, as a prophet, and he was vomited. So that is a lesson that we can learn when we ignore the responsibilities of our giftedness. Now, the same sign too, this sign of triangle, when found on the Mount of Saturn, it plays about the same role as the mystic cross. You are so interested in mysticism, you do a lot of research, and you could be referred to as a master of the art. Your psychology in relating with people is right up there. So without wasting time, we have the next, which we refer to as the Ring of Solomon. It's found here beneath the Mount of Jupiter, like this. Like a ring, it curves upward. Some persons just have it straight like this. It's also referred to as the Ring of Solomon. What that does is that it endows you with extraordinary wisdom and understanding. You cannot easily be deceived by lies, and you will do so well as a teacher, as a lawyer, even as a judge, because you can ascertain the truth even if it is disguised. You understand human psychology so easily that you can fish the truth out. Why? Because of the Ring of Solomon that you have. That ring is special. That name is special because in the Bible, we learn of a man in the Christian world. His name was Solomon. He was referred to as the wisest man that ever lived. He was put to a test when 2 ladies who gave birth with 3 days interval. The second lady rolled her child accidentally from bed and it fell and died. And so at night, she exchanged her baby with the living baby of the first woman. And so when she woke up to breastfeed the baby, she found that her baby was dead. When it was, lighted, when the dawn, came, she observed carefully and found out that the dead baby was not her baby. So it was brought to the table of Solomon, the king. And so great was the contention, nobody could ascertain who was saying the truth and who wasn't saying the truth. So Solomon, whose psychological shrewdness is high up there, ordered that a sword be brought and the baby be divided into 2 and shared to the ladies. The lady whose baby died was happy about the decision. She said yes, the baby should be divided so that both of them will not have the baby. The lady who was indeed the owner of that child said, no, my king, my highness, do not kill the child. Give it to her. At least let the child live. That was how Solomon was able to discern that this was the mother of the child. The first lady owned the child. And everybody in Israel, we are amazed at the wisdom and understanding of Solomon. So if you have that sign, the Ring of Solomon, in your hand, It is beautiful. It is really, really good. The next line I have talked about in the previous video, but I'm going to mention it again, is the intuitive line. That line comes like this. It comes from somewhere under Mercury down to the mount of Moon. Sometimes it curves like this, touching the heart of head, the line of head, sometimes even the line of life towards the spiritual. Now, what that means is that when you have this line, you are literally seen as a prophet. You have to be careful of the things you say because they would manifest. You may not even know that you are relating with the spirit realm when you are saying certain things. But to your surprise and to the surprise of others, these things will begin to manifest and you may be referred to as a prophet because you have that extra intuitive, ability to project into the future and as well see the past, from the perception of the spirit world and the material world. Persons with this intuitive line on their palm, would do well as religious leaders. They would be able to give counsel and guide to people who are in trouble. And when they listen to these counsels, they will be able to break through. This sign isn't a common sign. I rarely see it in the palms of people. But when I do see it in the palm of people, I understand why they have that extra, sensual ability to see beyond this material world. So, friends, this is what we have as signs of a seer. We could talk about more signs in the next videos, especially if you place a request so that I can know your area of interest. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do well to share it to your friends and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you.